Hi folks, Jay from All About Photography. Today we're here at the Pacific Ford Total Performance Car Show. Every year they clear out their yard of all their new vehicles and used vehicles and then fill it up with lots of special Fords that have been made over the last 100 years or so. So I'm here today, Rich is with me, we're going to take some photographs of the cars. I'm a bit seasoned at taking photos of cars at car shows, and some of the tricks I'll show you today how to get better results. At a car show like this, and if you can see, the cars are crammed in fairly tightly. There's a lot of people around, so to photograph cars you're going to get people in the way and so forth. So what I'm going to do, I brought a couple of cameras and a couple of different lenses today. I brought my wide angle. What this allows me to do is to get nice and close to the cars, so no one's going to be in front of me. I can be 2 feet from this car and get a shot. The problem is going to have a bit of distortion, but I can move back if there's not many people around. So by using the wide angle lens, you don't have focusing issues. This is going to focus just about the whole vehicle. You won't have shallow depth of field issues. You get a nice sharp image of everything that's going on, capture the whole environment. So good thing, especially when there is a crowded place like this is. When we get up the other end, the cars are crammed in a bit tighter, so we won't have as much room to stand back and take a photo.
What have you found, Jay?
Oh, it's nice orange XB Falcon. They always come up good in photographs, nice strong rich colour like that. Always looks good, so I'm going to get a shot of this. Again, I'll use my wide angle lens. Like I said, I brought another camera with a 50mm prime on it. I'm going to use that to get some detailed shots of badges, you know, any chrome, nice dashes, that sort of thing, and get a shallow depth of field shot. I can also, if there's enough room where there's not many people around, I can get back and get a better result with less distortion with the 50mm. But I've also got on here is a circular polarizer, and this will help me eliminate any shiny reflections off all the chrome and shiny paint. So it's always a good idea at a car show to put a circular pole on. And I'll just get a wide shot of this first. Again, I'm watching out for my shadow. Nothing worse than having a photo with the shadow of a photographer. I like to get down nice and low along the waistline of the vehicle, basically. And if I can get this car right in the centre of my frame, it'll suffer from less distortion with the wide angle lens. Now, what I do too with using this wide angle lens is I'll find a car like this Ute up here, for example. It's got a nice low front on it, low spoiler. So if I get down nice and low with the shot, it'll accentuate that front spoiler, that front air dam. So we'll get down low on that. Then what I can do too is put the live view on. You don't want to lay down in the middle of a crowd. Get a shot like this. Yeah, that just helps accentuate that low air dam, brings it out with the distortion with the lens, brings it out, gives it a nice pleasing look, your eyes to follow the line up into the engine bay. Right. So I have on my camera now a 50mm lens, 50mm prime. This one's a 1.4, so I can get a nice shallow depth of field shot. So what I'm going to do is get some detailed shots on this car, like the GT351 badge, maybe with the Ford badges in the background blurred out. So I want to shoot that probably with this, maybe f6.3, and get down nice and close. The 50mm or close will focus about a foot or 18 inches away from the car itself. We'll focus on that. What I'm going to do is focus about midway through that GT badge. Tilt my camera around. So we go, maybe go up and get the spoiler. Have a look. That's all pretty dark. Maybe I might just move up and get these chrome Ford badges. Might focus on the D, so I slowly blur out the other ones. Take a shot. While I'm down here in the shade, I'll have a bit of a look. Yeah, I like that. Really nice. Picked up the spoiler, faded out that Ford badge. This is a 1986 Ford Cosworth Sierra. They built these in the UK, and they brought a batch of them over to Australia for homologation for racing. And of course, Dick Johnson built a series of famous Shell cars. There's one of them over in the showroom, which we'll go over and have a look later on. They won just about everything in that era, from you know, 88, 89 up to 92. They won just about everything. So this is a road version of that same car. It's a mate of mine, Peter Burt's. I've taken a few photos of this for him previously, and I'll flash them up on the screen for you to have a look, see some of my work. But I'm going to get some shots. There's a nice RS insignature on the dash there, which is Rally Sport. Ford makes all their special vehicles come out with the RS insignia. Might get in there. It's got a bit of a shadow on it, but it won't be too bad. Now, always when you're at a car show, you don't want to be touching the cars. You know, if you want to, you must ask the vehicle's owner and just make sure that it's okay. They might open the door for you or something, but you don't want to lean over the car and scratch the paint, that sort of thing. Wrist, the neck straps, hold them up, bunch them up, so they're not hanging down on the door if you poke them in there. So I can lean in there, I'm not touching anything on the car. Get a nice bit of focus. I might even drop this down to 3.5. It's a small badge. That focus point around. See how close I can get. Need to get something around to blur it out, so maybe that vent in the foreground. Yeah, we've got a nice soft vent there in the front, sliding across the dash. Not too exciting a photo, but if you understand what RS means, it's a bit of a special thing. So we're just going past a BA GT. We like this car because it's got a bit of nice orange on there that's significant to all about photography. We love our orange, and you'll see our coming up soon. Our new website and our brochures and things are going to feature a little bit of orange on them.
Extra time gives you that bit better, you know, finish, and it's still more.
Yeah, this is an AC Cobra replica, obviously. Fiberglass body, the real ones are aluminium body. Carroll Shelby built a heap of these with a big V8 in them and sold them around the world. They're now worth, the real one's worth several $1 million. So what I'm going to do is get a nice shallow depth of field shot of the Cobra insignia on the steering wheel, and I'll get those nice gauges in the background just slowly blurred out. I'm going to get down here. I'm going to just focus on that Cobra badge. I want that nice and clean. I'm going to tilt my camera up, get some move around, get a nice background of the gauges and blur it out in the background. Look. So I'm just going to use the circular polarizer just to get rid of that flare, and the same thing, I'll take a shot with the flare in there for you. And then I'll roll that polarizer around, just make that spot pretty much disappear. Take the same shot. So it'll just appear as a tiny white spot in there now instead of a big bright flare.
The AC Ace is the original builder of this body.
Yeah.
It was taken over in the 50s by Shelby.
Shelby,
came
yeah.
across from America. He'd done a deal with Ford to put a V8 in this.
Yes.
But the AC company, Auto Carriers of England,
You're saying they've been around a lot longer.
1890, I
1890.
believe, they started out building small electrically driven milk delivery carts for London.
I might get a shot of that badge too,
Yeah.
then while we're here.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It's an absolute credit to you, by the way. Beautiful.
Right, good. Hi Dennis, I'm Jay. How are you? Just looking at your lovely truck here. Is it it's been brought over from America? It's just left-hand drive?
We shipped it over ourselves.
Yeah. Was it much of an adventure trying to find a truck like this?
No, we just got on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craigslist on the internet.
Yep.
Found it.
Found the one that you like?
Yeah,
And,
there's a gentleman over there, he's an Australian guy, he found it, he had a look at it, sorry.
all right, and he goes
Had a
and
look at it,
inspects
yeah.
them and
Yeah,
tells you all
gives
about
a
it.
report on them, and then...
Yeah, it looks like a pretty solid thing. Yeah.
It's a 59 model.
59.
59 F100.
F100, yeah. Do you get much trouble driving it left-hand drive?
Nah.
I've driven a few left-hand drive cars off. It's hard to get used to, I think.
On a single road it is, because you get someone to see what's coming if you
Yeah.
overtake, but
Yeah.
apart from that, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And you get it out much, mainly for shows.
Yeah, I know, I'm driving
use
all the
it.
time,
Yeah?
It's got
Excellent.
on full regio, so
Okay.
I can drive it when I
That's
want.
excellent,
Take
yeah.
the works up.
Oh, thank you very much.
No worries, it's great to talk to you.
I'll get some shots of it.
Will do, thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah. Yeah, the owner's just said it's okay for us to open the door, so I've just opened the door, making sure I'm not going to bump it on the car next to me. It is pretty close, so always got to be careful around cars here. The people's pride and joy. So all that lovely chrome that you don't see on these new cars nowadays. I'll just lock the focus in on the first one. Lock it around. I've got a bit of shine there too, so I might even use the polarizer. That's a good thing about these polarizers. You can get shine coming off anywhere in a car. This has got that chrome surround on the gauges. It's fairly bright. Yeah, lovely old truck, really good.
Good, mate. So a Ford, Joe?
Sorry?
A Ford?
A Ford, yeah, 1930, I think, A model. Don't know these early cars too well, but yeah, it's lovely. Got a lovely chrome front there, the lights and the grille, bonnet emblem. I believe it's got the little water gauge in there. It's on the top of the radiator, so you can keep an eye on the. It basically works like a temp gauge, I guess. If it boils over, it'll start showing water in there. It's even got the hole for the crank handle. It's that early. Yeah. Good stuff. I might get a shot of this bonnet emblem here, the wings. And deal, there's a lot of shine here, so I'll just roll that polarizer around just to eliminate some of it. Not making a ton of difference, but I'm liking the etching on the glass.
Yeah, that's
Pretty special. I might see if I can get something interesting behind that. Not a lot really. So we can go and get some detail shot on that. Alright, so here's a problem straight away. It's not going to lock focus on that. So I'm just going to switch that over to manual focus. I guess because it's sort of translucent, can't find a focus on it. So I'll just roll that focus around on it. Frame the shot up, get that wing mirror in at the same time. Yeah, like that. Hi everyone, this is Dan from Bowden's Own.
Jay
See you
Bowden.
again, mate? Yeah. No relation.
Yeah, no,
Keep
Ford
telling him I'm
fanatics,
his father,
so,
but
yeah.
he won't believe me. Dan's family here supports all these great local car shows and things like that. It's great, everyone appreciates it. It's amazing. Your car collection, your family's car collection is incredible, and it's great that you bring the cars out.
Yeah, you got to share
and
it.
let people see them and even hear them. You're going to start this up today, like
This one here, because it's actually pretty high tech.
Yeah.
And the engine and everything in it, you actually have a big warm up process. And it's just too
Like
difficult.
Formula One style
Well,
sort
it
of
is.
technology,
It's actually
yeah.
in that realm, and it's the original engine and all that stuff in it. And
Yeah.
It's we were told, you know, like because he knows we like starting them up, and his mechanics, they're like, no, warm the thing up, like warm it right. They used to have a heated element, heat all the oil up and everything like that before they'd even run down on track.
You've got to heat the turbo.
Yeah,
all that
so
sort of thing,
there's a lot to it. It's not just like the normal old V8s we normally run here. So just
yeah.
down for a bit of a look-see today. So,
Yeah, cool. Oh, it's a beautiful car. Can you tell us something about it?
Yes. Oh, well, DJR5. This is the ultimate of all the Dick Johnson Racing Sierras. So they built this car for Bathurst in 1989 for the endurance rounds. Bathurst wasn't part of the championship back in those days.
Yes, yeah.
So it was a different thing, but it was always the thing you really want to win.
Yeah.
And they went out there, Dick and Bow ran this thing together, and they put the car on pole, which was mental. But even better, they actually got into the race. They led that race from start to finish. They were never passed in the pits. It's one of only 2 cars that ever happened to. The other one was Alan Moffat's 1970 Bathurst winner, the GDHO Phase 2. And this is the only other one.
Yeah.
And and then they won the race in '89, and just amazing victory.
Yeah.
And then it was Dick's car, so DJR5 was Dick's car. Then Bow got it at the end of its life in '92. But in 1992, they went right through the cars and did them all up to the highest spec level. And this is the only thing that could ever beat a Nissan GTR. So there's that famous YouTube footage, and you see it in a straight line, and it overtakes the Nissan GTRs on a straight line. But around the corners, the Nissans were pretty bloody good.
Yeah.
Incredible cars, incredible drivers, but brilliant years of racing. And in '92 Bathurst, that's the year that everyone remembers when, you know, Jim crashed on the top of the hill. And yeah, they kept on, you know, they kept the race running, and Dick
I can
crossed
see on the
finish
dash
line.
you got 92 Bathurst question
I
mark. In
know.
my
Dick
eyes,
wrote
this
that.
car won.
Yeah, well, and
No
a lot of
doubt
guys
about
that
it,
did.
yeah.
But the rules are the rules.
Yes,
and if the red
unfortunately.
flag is, you go back a lap.
Yeah.
And Dick was in
He just
second
timed his
position.
pit stop at the wrong time.
Ah, that's
I
it,
guess.
all right time because he didn't crash.
Oh,
so yeah,
yeah,
it's one of
yeah.
those things.
Yeah,
But anyway,
it's
it's and then that was that. And after that, you know, Dick loved this car and he kept it.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
we bought it off him probably about 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah,
And,
wow.
we haven't touched it. It's originally unrestored
Yeah.
to how it all finished, and it's just a wonderful bit of gear.
Yeah.
So we got it all running and going again because it was decommissioned. You know, it was a big job, and for the rest of it, intents and purposes, it's here as it finished and as it raced,
Yeah.
how we love them.
Oh, it's a spectacular car.
It is.
Beautiful.
It's a fantastic bit of Australian motorsport
Yeah, and you've
history.
brought all your products here today.
Hell
I love
yeah.
your gear.
Yeah.
I care for my car with your gear. So,
And what a wonderful car that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it is. And we brought Brett and Casey along as well. And
Yeah.
Brett from Diamond Cut Detailing over in Nambour here, and Casey from Bowden Zone. And yeah, Casey knows more about the products than us, so we got to ask her about the things. So she's been with us since she was a little girl, little Casey. So.
All right.
Yeah, no, we're having a fun day here at Pacific Ford.
Very good. Thank you, Dan.
Welcome, mate.
Casey, Brett. Cool. Yeah, so this is the car we were talking about with Dan. I remember being at Lakeside, late 80s, early 90s, watching this car race around the track. I've got some photos that I've taken, probably with an old film camera that I've got on my storage file. I'll put them up for you to see what I was photographing then, 30 years ago nearly. Photographing cars. Cars has been my life, so this is a special one. Hi everyone, this is Murray. Murray owns that Cortina that we first started our vlog on, the little teal blue one, beautiful car. And he also tells me this is his, so can you tell me anything about it, Murray?
Yeah, it's a 1933 Ford pickup that came in from the States. The previous owner did the work on it.
Yeah.
Converted it to right-hand drive.
Okay.
Spent a lot of money on it, and it's still got the original motor, flathead V8.
Yeah, saw that through the vents
Yeah,
there.
the crash box, 3-speed crash box, and original diff.
Be a bit of an art to drive that.
It's a new experience.
Yeah.
No synchros.
I'm getting your shadow in there, Rich. Sorry, man. Get out of We're going to probably head off now. It's getting a bit warm outside. We've had a good look at all the cars. It's been a great event. Lots of people showing up now. So I'll just do a quick wrap up on some of the techniques that I showed you today when we went around. I've brought 2 cameras, but you can bring 1 camera and 2 lenses or more. One I've had set up with my wide angle lens. Firstly, the main reason is so that when you've got a crowded environment, the cars are close together, you can get up nice and close to the car and still capture the whole car, and no one's going to get between you and the car and block the way, and you're not having to move out of the way of people all the time. So good thing that. And for example, on the old Ford Ute, getting into the engine bay, I can get nice and close and still capture the whole engine. With the 50mm, this one here is more detailed shots. I'll show you some of the shots, the badges and wood ornaments, that sort of thing. But the main thing here is I've used the circular polarizer to eliminate some of the bright flares that come off all the chrome work on these cars and the paint. So that's your lens for these sort of things. If you go to a car show where there's a bit more room, you're in a park and there's not so many people, you can use any lens you like basically, but in a tight environment, wide lens and a short lens like a 50mm. The other thing to watch out for is like camera gears. Make sure you're not touching the cars. Don't wear belt buckles. Keep your strap up out of the way if you are leaning in the door to take a photo or something. Don't touch the cars. If you find the owner nearby, ask them. They're only too happy usually to open the door for you and let you get in there, as long as you respect their vehicle and compliment on their hard work. You know, a lot of them are labour of love that they've worked on maybe for years. So respect their work and enjoy the cars. Have a great day.